Greetings and welcome to the very first Deckard Games YouTube thing of 2019. I hope you all had some tremendous holidays because it's time to once again look at a few things that I've got in the last month, so let's look at things. And so the very first thing that I've got in the last month was this legendary Voodoo 2, a 12 megabyte card from 3DFX, and this would be awesome not only because it's a kind of rare model, because it has the 110 MHz memory in it. It would be awesome if it wasn't broken. I've tried everything and the system just won't recognize the card. I don't know what else to do. The seller was very kind, he immediately returned the amount that I paid for it. But yeah, one day I was super excited to have this, and the other day I was super sad because it doesn't work. At least it's good for displaying a legendary card in PC history. But yeah, I was very sad with this one. Nevertheless, 3DFX Voodoo 2. And since we are talking hardware, I've got these two Maxtor IDE hard drives. One is for 4 gigabytes and the other is 6 gigabytes. And these keep failing me all the time, so these were cheap and you never know when you're going to need a spare or extra classic hard drive to your classic PCs. I believe one of these will be put into use very soon, so stay tuned for that. Again, my second purchase on the last month, 2 Maxtor hard drives. And speaking of computers, I found this wonderful IBM Personal System 1, which has a Intel 386 processor, and that on the right is the lovely and awesome IBM Model M. I also found those Philips speakers that look kind of old and they were cheap, so I bought them just because. This IBM PS1 needs lots of restoration, so expect to see it on the channel in a near future. And you know, I love my IBM stuff, so do not judge. Still on hardware, and because I was so sad with that Voodoo 2 not working, I had to buy a classic Voodoo 1 from 3DFX. Again, not much to say, this is a classic card and it goes along with your 2D card. This was my first 3D accelerator back in the day. I'm hoping to rebuild my Pentium 1 that I had back in the day and do a video on that, and this will be in that video for sure. So a classic 3DFX Voodoo 1 to compensate for the Voodoo 2 that arrived broken. And once again, for compensation on that Voodoo 2 being broken, and from the exact same seller as the Voodoo 1, I got for an awesome price another Voodoo 2. This one is working along with the Voodoo 1, which is also working. This is the more common one. It has the 90 megahertz in it, although it has some 100 megahertz chips also. I don't know if this is normal or not, but I really don't care. It's working, and it pleases me to have a Voodoo 1 and Voodoo 2, two classic 3D accelerators from 3DFX in my collection, and I will be putting them to use very soon. And since we are talking about computers, let's go to the PC big box stuff. I finally got a copy of SimCity 2000 Network Edition in great condition. It comes with the game itself. I like to keep things tidy, so it's in a bubble wrap. Full manual, catalog, the Network Edition manual, and again a Maxis 96 catalog. This is very nostalgic. Again, I was looking for this one for a long time. This is not very easy to come by, so I'm very happy to have SimCity Network Edition in my collection. As you know, SimCity 2000 is my favorite game on the PC, and I was missing this one, and now I have it. Now I can play the most celebrated sim game ever made over LAN network, internet or modem, and I think it's awesome. SimCity 2000 Network Edition in this beautiful big box, now in my collection. Still on the big box side of things, I've got Panzer General 3 Scorched Earth. I don't really know much about this game. I came across it in a thrift store or a second-hand store, and it's a strategy game. I've never played it. I haven't done any kind of research in it, but again, it's a big box to add to my collection, and it has the CD, some internet inside, which is always great to have the whole internet inside of a box, and the warranty card and the manual, so it's complete in box. The cover is not that great, it's kind of generic, but again, I love my big boxes, and this was very cheap, so I had to grab it. Panzer General 3 Scorched Earth in the collection. Keeping with the big box theme, I've gotten Lula, the Sexy Empire. This is a strategy game for adults, as you can see, although it's not very adult, it has lots of humor in it. I remember playing this back in the day, and I was not 18 back then when I played this. And it's a fun game, it's a quirky game. Again, it's kind of a strategy game. You make your movies about the human anatomy, let's call it that. And the goal is to dominate the industry. And it has this quirky and lovely big box to it, and it's kind of nostalgic for me playing this, hiding from my parents and everything. I remember playing it with a friend. It's a very cool game on the PC, and it has this lovely big box, Lula, the Sexy Empire, now on my collection. I have to put on some bass music while presenting this. Some bum 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 bum. I've got not a game, but a book about computers, consoles, and of course, games. The Nostalgia Nerds Retro Tech. I've made an overview of this book on my channel. I'll leave the link around here somewhere. And as I said on that video, this makes for a very cool gift to offer to someone that likes these kind of things. It's a very relaxing read. It's a book written by Peter Lee, the Nostalgia Nerd, who has a YouTube channel with the same name, and I'm very happy to have this book here. Again, I find it very relaxing, and I enjoy these kind of things about computers, consoles, and games. The Nostalgia Nerd Retro Tech book. I recommend it to everyone who likes these kind of things. And again, not a book, but a movie or 3 movies, the Back to the Future trilogy. If you want to sell me something, just put it in a nice and shiny big box, and I'm all over it. I just had to grab it, not only because I like the Back to the Future franchise, but this box is just awesome, with all the movies in it, and a few extras to it. It doesn't fit the frame, so I'll just move it around. I've came across this in a thrift store in one of my trips to one of my daily trips to a thrift store or second-hand store, and with this beautiful and shiny box, I just had to grab it. It's not a video game, but it's not even computers or video game related. But again, Back to the Future trilogy in this lovely foil box. I just had to grab it. Back to games, I've gotten for the Xbox proper, RPM Tuning, a cool arcade racing game. Not much to say about it. I love my racing games, and I love my original Xbox, my Xbox proper, which was not a big deal in Portugal. So I'm planning to do a video about it, not only showing the 100 plus games that I have, but also to talk a little bit about what happened with the Xbox here in Portugal and whatnot. So RPM Tuning, an arcade racing game on the original Xbox. Same day, same store, same platform, Starsky and Hutch, another racing game on the original Xbox, and again, not much to say about it. It's not that great of a game, but again, another cheap finding, and on the same day, same platform, same genre, I just had to grab it. Again, same store, same system, same genre, Midtown Madness 3 on the Xbox. This is a great game. I remember playing the first one on the PC for hours and hours, and I found this one for the Xbox proper, and again, I had to grab it. It was another cheap find. So, third racing game on the Xbox proper, Midtown Madness 3. And believe it or not, same store, same day, same platform, same genre, Crazy Taxi 3 on the original Xbox. And as you know, I love my Sega stuff, even if it's on other platforms. Another very cheap find. This only comes with the game, no manual. But again, 4 games of the same genre, all in the same store, all in the same day. They were all on the cheap, so I grabbed the 4 of them and brought them home with me. Crazy Taxi 3 now in my Xbox collection. And since we talked about Sega, let's keep on that theme. I've gotten for the Sega Saturn Fighting Vipers, a fighting game. This only comes with the game, no manual. It's not the best game on the system. My favorite is Virtua Fighter 2, but it's a cool fighter. It's a different one. So if you want a different kind of experience with rings and everything, Fighting Vipers on the Sega Saturn is a cool beat 'em up or cool fighting game. So I'm happy to have this one in the collection. And again, I don't come across with lots of Sega Saturn stuff, so this was kind of a surprise. Fighting Vipers in my Sega Saturn collection. Sticking with Sega but going 8-bit, I've got World Grand Prix on the Master System. This only comes with the game. This is the receipt. This only comes with the game, no manual. It's a Formula 1 simulator, or is it more arcade? I don't know. It's not that great of a game. The Master System has better games of this genre, but again, another cheap find. And I've been getting some Master System games lately. World Grand Prix on my Master System collection. Still Sega and still 8-bits, still Master System. I've got Air Rescue. It's a cool shooting game. I really enjoy this one. I remember playing this back in the day, and it's a very addictive game. Again, game only, no manual, but that's okay. This is a very cool game to play. Again, I remember playing it back in the day, and I really enjoy this one. So I was very, very happy to find Air Rescue to the Master System and add it to my collection. Now on the PlayStation 4, I've got Yakuza Kiwami, I think that's how he pronounces it. This word right here, can you see it? Kiwami, I think that's it. And no introduction needed here, everybody knows the Yakuza franchise. I already had Yakuza 0 on the PlayStation 4, and I really enjoy this kind of games. It reminds me of the old school beat 'em ups but in a 3D world, so I'm very happy to have this one, Yakuza Kiwami, on my PlayStation 4 collection. And finally but not least, I've gotten the Game of the Year God of War on the PlayStation 4 before it was nominated Game of the Year, and I was planning to buy this game one way or another, because it's one of those games that makes a system. In this case, the PlayStation 4, you automatically think of Uncharted 4, The Last of Us, and of course God of War. So sooner or later I had to grab this one, and the opportunity came. So God of War, the Game of the Year in 2018, now in my collection. And this will be all for today. These are the cool things that I've got in the last month. 2018 was awesome here on the channel, getting to do things that I enjoy and meet some very nice people along the way. The feedback has been great, and that ramps up the responsibility here, so I hope you continue to enjoy these kind of things. Hope you all have a fabulous new year, and as always, thank you very much for watching this. Until my next video, take care.